Hey crafty friends, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps, and today I'm going to share the Happy Haunting Stencil. This is a 6-piece stencil, and you guys, it's so super cute. So we're just going to make a simple card with the stenciling. So I'm starting with the spiderweb stencil. So like I said, there's 6 stencils and there is some coordinating dies for this. I am not using those. I'm just going to use the stencil. I'm using Distress Oxide inks. My first color here is Spun Sugar. I love the pink, black, and orange combo for Halloween. I've been seeing that inspiration a lot, and so that's what I'm going to use for our stenciling here. I originally had one idea for this card and then it morphed into something else because once I had it stenciled and laid out, I'm like, I can't cover up this certain image, which we'll get to. So I just kind of diverted my plan and decided to do something a little bit different. Then the next stencil has pumpkins, and it really didn't matter how I lined this up, what it seemed like to me. The way I lined up this next stencil compared to the spider webs. So moving forward, all the other stencils will line up with each other, of course, because they're layering stencils essentially. But I was just able to place these stencils, this first stencil on the spiderweb background just kind of how I wanted to. So we are getting some of the pumpkins, some of the little stars in the background. I think there was pieces to the candy, maybe on this one or the next one. So there's 2 pumpkin stencils. So we have some candy corns. We have 3 little candy corns, and the way that I laid it out, because this is a 6x6 stencil and this is an A2 size background. So the stencil is bigger on the side, so you could slide it over either way, looking at the images, how you wanted to do that. Now, moving forward with the stencils, there is little registration marks that line up with like the pumpkins, the candy corns, and things like that. And I'm just kind of feeling around to what's open so I know what colors I want to use. I will be using, I think, multiple colors of ink on this stencil. So I'm going to use, I had to go grab some really quick. I'm going to use Squeezed Lemonade for our yellow part of our candy corn, which is really super cute. And there is a couple more pumpkins, little jack-o'-lanterns that we're going to be ink blending. So I am using Carved Pumpkin for the orange there. And I'm just checking what I need to use next, because it's when you have it against that spiderweb background, it's kind of hard to see through the stencil of what you're inking. So I had to really kind of pay attention to make sure I didn't ink blend something wrong. So on our candy corns, we've got the Squeezed Lemonade. Look at how cute. We can start seeing some of these images come to life here. And I think I actually am looking at it now. I think I missed one of the candy corns on the top right there. I think I did. So we have one candy corn that doesn't have the yellow, but oh well, what are you going to do? Now I'm using the ghosts next. And again, registration marks that line up to those pumpkins. And I decided to use Lost Shadow. Now it is a light gray, and I really kind of put it on heavy, and maybe on the camera you can't see it as well. You can see it in person. It still is fairly light, but you can see that there's cute little eyeballs and things like that we're going to put on there. So you can see some ghost just a little bit. So if you don't like it that light, obviously you could choose a darker color or however you want to do it to make that ghost show up a bit more. Then our next stencil is going to line up. I don't remember what this one is until I start ink blending it. I think this might have the band to it does. The band to the witch's hat. So I'm going to use Kitsch Flamingo for a darker pink, some more stars, the rest part of the candy, like the background to the candy. So you can kind of start seeing some of these fun elements come to life. There was a moon that we ink blended with a Lost Shadow, and there's some little pink clouds there right up there in the center towards the top. It's a busy background, but it is so cute. I love it. Now we are going to use, I believe this is the final stencil, and we're using black soot. So all the faces to the jack-o'-lanterns, all the faces to the ghosts. We've got cute bats. We have the little end package piece to the candy. And I think that's it. So there's lots of elements to cover, and I'm just kind of making sure that this goes on pretty heavy. So when you're doing that spiderweb stencil, I would most definitely go with a very light color. That way you could easily ink blend over the top and it doesn't mess with your colors, and that way you can really kind of get a good coverage with your other colors. Oh my gosh, look at how cute this is. I love this background, you guys. Oh, so you got those little clouds. I was showing you the little ghosts and everything. Now I could see that we've got this cute witch's hat right in the center, and I thought I can't cover that up because I was going to use a fun jack-o'-lantern die to, and I don't remember what die set it was from, to cover that up, but I'm not. So I've got the A2 size decal edge die on the outside, and then from the Sweet Stacks circles, I've got that placed in the center, and it just so happens that that witch's hat lined up good. Like, I did not do that on purpose. I'm going to add a piece of black cardstock behind, and this is A2 size, so you can see that fun deckled edge. And then we're going to pop this circle up. So we're going to give this a little bit of a spotlight, and you'll be able to see some of that black behind it. So I'm just going to make sure all the other pieces on the edges of that circle line up. And then we're going to use the sentiment from the Sweet Halloween stamp set, and it does have a coordinating die. So I'm just going to stamp that in my Misty with black ink, and the sentiment says sweet and spooky, which I think is perfect for this background because it has that little piece of candy on there. Oh, and the candy corns. So definitely wanted to use something that worked with that. And then I can just tape down that sentiment die and run it through my die cut machine. And of course, we have to add some foam adhesive behind it because I want that to have some dimension. And then I'm going to finish the card off with some sweet and spooky pearl stickers. And there's fun pinks and things like that, but I opted to go with the black. I felt like the pink would have gotten lost. So we're going to go with the black and just put a few here and there. And then we can take a look at this up close and just see how cute it is. Look at that fun background. You just totally made your own pattern paper, and it is fabulous. All the color combinations that you could do with this, I just think would be amazing. And it's just a lot of fun. So thanks so much, you guys, for stopping by and watching. And I hope that you feel inspired by this project, and I hope you have a great day.